Parliament is back, which means, but still, Barnaby Joyce, well, he has returned to the Parliament, but not to the Nationals party room. No giant surprise that exactly what we told you was the case a week ago, exactly what we told you that was the case 2 weeks ago, remains the case. Is that, yes, he's going to finish up as the member from New England, but this he's changing to One Nation tomorrow stuff was all a bit over the top. Barnaby gave a couple of interviews, including to my dear friend Laura Jays earlier today, in which he said that he's not going to become an independent. He's there as a National till the end of this term.
There's one thing I will rule out. I will not sit as an independent because I think that you've got to be in a party structure to have the numbers to get anything through.
Well, of course, he made the decision not to be in the Nationals party room today, although everyone knows what his opinion would be. But yet again, the Nationals party room was having a debate. Now, we've talked about this for weeks and weeks, where we know that most Nationals, certainly the members of the party, who of course help select the people who become the candidates, become the MPs, become the senators, well, you take your pick. Multiple states, the membership of the party has said no to net zero. But for some reason, the upper echelons of the parliamentary party debate this issue quite frequently, but they never actually take a vote to work out what the party's position is. Now, it's hard to believe that they can't come to a scenario where, all right, we've talked about this enough. We're in the paper every second week. What is our position? Show of hands, keep it, get rid of it. Yet for some reason, that does not happen. The debate, however, of course, does happen in the corridors, of which we are the beneficiaries of seeing.
The party room made a decision together that we would review the decision that was made in 2021 to support net zero. We'll go through a process now, and we're nearly completed in making sure that we review that decision, but that'll be a decision of the party room, not of an individual.
But interestingly, there is apparently some people that are trying to come up with some sort of a compromise solution. Here's the deal. You're either going to keep it, because that is you must be this environmentally conscious to ride the ride. That's closer to suburban outlets, suburban electorates, or you're going to get rid of it because it's your areas that are getting screwed over. This is the impossible choice that is made, not just of a coalition, but of a coalition that is as small in number as it currently is. So I am paying attention to the reverse ferreting that is going on inside this issue, and here might be a perfect example. Momentum is apparently, my word, building inside the coalition to water down the commitment to net zero emissions by 2050, with both Liberals and Nationals now actively canvassing approaches that would still reduce emissions but at no extra cost to consumers. This would be what we could call potentially the half-pregnant position. Now, we've been told that if you don't believe in net zero, you don't believe in climate change, these are the rules that are set down by the government. We've also heard from plenty of people on the other side that to stick with this means that even though the goal might be 2050 or 2060, people deal with it as if it's a day before the deadline here in 2025, 26, 27, 28. You get the point. Ahead of a full backbench meeting on Friday to thrash out the policy position, about 20 coalition MPs, mainly Liberals, who met on Monday, were presented with private sector polling that found 52% of voters supported watering down not at any cost approach to net zero. Well, geez, I hope it's better than the people that were giving you the polling information during the federal election. I wouldn't mind seeing some of this polling because the Eternal Liberal Party polling had them winning the last election, remember? Meantime, Chris Bowen can smell something here, so he is trying to involve himself, offering literally to give the Liberal and National Party the advice that the government gets when it comes to climate change. This is a letter that apparently was written from Bowen to Susan Lee, and of course he's just there to help. If the coalition's new approach is to listen to science and experts, then we'd be happy to assist in making the science and the experts available. Representatives of the Australian Climate Service have provided a briefing to Shadow Minister for Energy and Emissions, the Honourable Dan Tehan, on the National Climate Risk Assessment. This is the stuff that, remember, was Mad Max territory, according to the Sydney Morning Herald. The assessment, written by Australia's leading scientists, outlines how every Australian community is at risk from climate change. I would like to extend a briefing to you and anyone else in your party room who would like to understand what Australia has at stake. Remember, we're 1% of the world's climate problem, which means 1% of the world's weather problem. Even if we did everything the lefties want, guess what? It doesn't change what comes our way from China, India, Russia, the United States or the Third World. Oh yeah, and how's about this for a little kick in the teeth? In addition, Chris Bowen is offering a briefing from the chair of the Climate Change Authority, Matt Keane, to be provided. Can I suggest that we actually do have that briefing, but it should happen on camera? Let's get Matt Keane walking into a coalition party room and delivering the message, and let's see how he responds to those who are as equally or potentially better informed, certainly about the issues in regional Australia, arguing back. That could be wall-to-wall TV. Imagine that, Matt Keane in the party room, cameras on, and we can all watch the debate. I'd love to see it.